Woo, woo. Hey, what's up, YouTube? Welcome to Play Painted Live. Trying this again. So, yeah. We'll see how we do here. If my connection is stable or not. Let me go ahead and load up the YouTube side of this stream, and we'll get going. So we're going to paint up. Whoa. Wow. Okay. So we know that that works. Let's turn on the chat. So yeah, I tried to put up this stream a little earlier. It did not work out, but now we are back. That actually did give me a little time to scrape out my my palette at least a little bit. So I guess that's kind of a plus. And we're just gonna let's just continue to get set up here. You know, third live stream in a week. It's a lot of stuff going on, but I figure it's okay. I mean, I'm just painting like fun projects right now, and you know, I have a little time to have fun. So here's the subject of tonight's video. If I can get him to focus, and he may not focus. That is the thug guy from Big Cartel. I'm gonna look at some kind of some inspirational art on him to see how other people have painted him, and we'll take it from there. Welcome to the show. If you're just tuning in, let us know what you're painting, what you should be painting. I'm going to go kind of slow because I've got to set this up. I might paint some Lebowski miniatures as well. I got Donnie here, one of my all-time favorites. I love Donnie. You are Donnie. Donnie's awesome. All right, let's do that. I'll find the rest of my stuff. So I'll need brushes. I don't need that file. In fact, let me put such a mess. Put the files away. I'm gonna need a dropper too. Got to find my dropper. It's around here. All right. But yeah, we're just gonna paint, man. I don't have any. I have no fancy topic, no special guest, nothing like that. Just break out this brush and paint it. Paint things. I think we'll be good. As long as I can find my eyedropper. It's fairly important. Found a dry brush. All right. That's not happening. Okay, we're going to use old school then. Just use this type of dropper. And we're going to paint this guy kind of old school style. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to paint eyeballs, because that's what we always do. We always paint eyeballs. And make sure we don't. This is the most difficult part of the model typically. And so I like to get that done first before things start to get too hectic. So you guys know the deal. You guys have watched me. The regulars have watched me paint dozens and dozens of models, so nothing really new here. Just enjoying the last day of the long weekend. Hope you guys had a good long weekend. I had a fantastic weekend. It was awesome. Got to hang out with my kid mostly. Bought a new car. Played in a Eldorado tournament. And just enjoyed time with family. You know, when I say family, I mean immediate family. My wife and my son. Always fun. Spend time with them. And then at night, when everyone's asleep or falling asleep, we get to paint. So there's that. All right. So I'm going to just work on a bunch of eyes at the same time, because why not? These are all miniatures I will be painting over the next day or two. It's not going to hurt to paint in some eyeballs. Okay, so we're just going to paint in the orbits there. Donnie's got big old bug eyes because he's Steve Buscemi. So let's paint in Donnie's eyes. You know, the way his hair is parted and the shape of his face, I could totally do this guy's Long Duck Dong too. That would be awesome. Then I could have Long Duck Dong and Donnie. I should order another one of these because they're cool. And we're gonna paint the Jesus too, because why not? The Jesus. He has beady eyes. The Jesus. The Jesus is all one color. And it's a purple, and I lent out my purple. So I don't know what I can really do there. And then this is the anarchist, basically the flea character from The Big Lebowski. Let's paint that. So paint that in. All right. Okay. I picked up a new white. Let's see if it seems kind of watery. Oh yeah, that's way watery. I don't know what happened there. That's a little scary. I'm gonna add a little foundation white to it, actually. See if I can get it to behave a little bit better with some white added to it. Okay, so there we go. Let's mix it with I don't want to mix it with it. Let's just mix it with the brush we're going to be using. Keeping your white mixed and in suspension is super critical. White is a very difficult color to paint in, just to dot in, just because it's such a high pigment load, and you're going over, the way I do the eyes, you're going over a black undercoat, so you kind of have to you don't want to screw this up. No pressure, right? No pressure at all. Look at that. This guy's going to be fantastic for the board game I'm going to be using him for until such time that Big Cartel becomes more of a real thing. Let me explain that to you. Okay, so I got a little bit of a story here to tell. Okay, so last Sunday we played in Gareth's Heldorado tournament, which was awesome. Loved playing it. Missed Heldorado. Great to break the pieces back out again and teach a couple new people how to play, and just enjoy my time at a tournament. Put together a really wonky list, and we can talk about that too in a little bit. But anyways, while we were there playing in the tournament, a guy by the name of Chris shows up, and Chris is a guy that I kind of seen some of his posts on the SoCal Tabletop group, okay? And Chris is working on a game that I think is called Big Cartel, or some kind of product line that basically is making some modern miniatures. So he's got these thug guys. He's got suicide girls. I think he has juggalos in there. So I saw his post on SoCal Tabletop, and I was immediately intrigued by the theme he was going after, because you don't really see that very often. It's not the most common theme. You don't see like street, like modern day street thugs. Most of the time when you see miniatures, they're like fantasy or historical or just, just way out there. You don't really see, modern day stuff very often. And especially if you're going to design a modern day skirmish type game, which is what I think this guy's trying to do, which, if I'm right, is awesome. So I hope I'm right. I hope he is working on a modern day skirmish system, because the premise alone is really cool. And he shared some of the sculpts online, and I was like, wow, those models look pretty damn good. So turns out he's a local guy. He's a San Diego area, and so he ran into us down at the El Dorado tournament, and he doesn't know who we are. He doesn't know us from Adam, and he throws us this promo miniature, which is the one that I'm going to be painting tonight. And I got really excited about that because it's a one-piece sculpt, but the quality, the detail on the miniature is fantastic. So I'm really excited about being able to paint it. And so that is what we are doing tonight. Okay. I'm just painting them in some eyeballs for these guys, because these guys I will get around to finishing so that I can play the board game with these as the instead of the pawns. So I'm looking forward to that too. Okay, so anyways, he gives us the promo miniatures. I tell him, hey, I ask him, are you looking for painters? And he said, yeah, I'm looking for painters. And I said, hey, I happen to be one. So gave him my card, and I'm just gonna paint one of these miniatures and see how I like it. Now, it's fairly. It happens a few times a year that I run into, a local miniature game sculptor or designer, and they want me to paint stuff for them. Usually, it's typically the demo stuff, right? I mean, I don't paint studio quality. I paint tabletop quality. And so the best use of my particular talents are to give me a relatively brief window to paint up your demo stuff. And I've done that for 3, maybe 4 producers of miniature games thus far. Notice we're having a really laggy connection here, and I'm still going to be eating things while I'm painting because it's a super relaxing night. Right? I'm not taking it too seriously, guys. I haven't seen a comment go by, so that's concerning. We'll see. We'll see if I'm even online or what. Anyways, let's go ahead and dot these I's in. And then you hear my cat crying. Very, yeah, he's upset. No, could not get that to dot. I notice I've got a viewer popping in and out too. I wonder if that's more my fault. He just, somebody's trying to tune in and maybe my connection is too poor. Or maybe they run the same ISP as me, so their connection is as poor as mine. Okay. So there we go. His eyes are dotted. So I'm gonna, the goal is to paint the face in, and then I'll put him on a mount and continue painting. There we go. Gotta give Donnie some eyes. Gotta give Donnie some life here. Oop. There we go. Let's give the Jesus some life. The Jesus. It's a great miniature. And I gotta trim his eyes back down to a normal size. Yeah, and I think I'm just gonna paint the one model tonight, even though I'm painting in eyes for these guys. I think I'm just gonna stick to the one model. If I need to just kind of paint stuff off, like side project it, I'll use I guess I'll use the Jesus for that, because he's easy. Or I could do this guy here, but the Jesus is cooler. Now these are, what I'm noticing about these particular miniatures is they're not very dynamic in their pose, but their expression is fantastic. Like, I pretty impressed with that. My ability to just dot in some eyes and you can kind of see. Ooh. Before I speak to you soon, let me finish dotting these eyes in. But yeah, they're very expressive. It's cool. Oh, this guy's got big eyes all of a sudden. A little nuts there. Give us the money, Lebowski. Basically. It's not fair, Lebowski. You chopped off my girlfriend's toe. I'm doing a really bad nihilist, but you get the point. This is some of the funniest characters in the movie, which is saying a lot because there's a lot of funny characters in The Big Lebowski. Such a great movie too. Did I just not do that? Right, I did not, did I? Oh, geez. Here we go. Once you screw up on eyes, you really gotta fight to fix it. It's not the easiest thing in the world to fix. Plus, you're painting dots in, and those dots over such a teeny tiny little area, they start to build thickness, and that is a huge problem. You don't want your eyes to build thickness, because fixing that is way hard. I'm going to choke all the way up here. There we go. Okay, so got his eyes in. They're a little weird, but whatever. He's a nihilist. What are you going to do? All right, let's go ahead and start painting this dude's face in. So yeah, I'm probably not going to be painting anything else, just this dude, which should be cool. I can do a little, little extras on him if I have time. I'm just going to take the other models off so that you guys aren't looking at the other models and feeling disappointed that I'm not painting them. Because I should be painting Donnie and the Jesus. Why not? All right? The Jesus is awesome. Essentially, what this dude is, this is a thug dude, like a biker guy. That has a hatchet in his hand. So that's fun. Now I'm trying to just I need to bring your camera in a little closer. Whoa. Aha. All right. There. Now you can see a lot better. So now I'm just using this deep skin tone to cut out the shape of the eyes. Again, this is basically how I paint 101. I know a lot of people do the eyes at the end. I do them at the very beginning. Just easier for me to paint this in, cut in the shape, get the face right. Then the rest of the model should go pretty quick. Hey, what's up, Lord Draconum? Welcome to the show. This guy's face has so much character to it. I'm a little terrified of cutting the eyes too small. But once I get around the eyes there, the rest of this should be pretty quick. Right now that eye is just, the black line is just a little too prominent. So I'm going to cut it much more. Yeah, I think I turned the camera on because I didn't want to batch paint the rest of the stuff. I just want to paint this dude and see how he turns out. No, I'm just intrigued by the theme. Modern day like a riot type game. Because a modern day skirmish would pretty much be a riot, like a public riot. You know, one of those hashtag movements or something like that. Protesters reaching some boiling point in public, and then something disastrous happening from that. And while I would never ever be excited about anything like that happening in real life, because we know it does. Uh, I think it's cool to do, for miniature games to branch out and cover a wide variety of topics and themes and genres. Okay, and we'll get into that in a minute. All right, probably lagging a little. Me too. That kind of a night. Yeah, see, the black is still too prominent around this guy's eyes. So I'm going to take it in a little bit more. Oh, man. Just realize if you wanted to, you could totally paint this guy to be like Ice Cube or something. That might be kind of cool. Although I don't think Ice Cube is really into denim vests. I think that's more the biker crowd. All right. Let me zoom in on the face here. Oh, you can't really. My camera just not quite good enough to do this kind of work. There we go. There's still a lot of black to be covered there. I am back. Welcome back. So let me try to trim as much of the black as possible. I don't want to trim out the black entirely such that you can't even make out the eyes at all, but I should at least try to make these look like regular eyes. I was doing a little painting on Pulp City. Cool. That's another range I've never touched. I've never painted a Pulp City miniature. And they have some cool looking minis too, but I've never got around to painting one. Mm-hmm. Man, this guy he should be fun, I think. Should be fun to paint. All right. Let's break out the bigger brush. And let's paint let's paint the rest of the skin on this dude. This is, again, so this is from a miniature line or a miniature game that is not yet out, called Big Cartel. And it appears to be, I know nothing about the game because when I met the creator, we didn't really talk about the game much. We just talked about how cool the sculpt was, and I told him, hey, the theme alone is really cool, and I would be excited to look at some of the miniatures and figure out how to play. Uh-oh. Probably check that might be a message. hope my son is having problems sleeping, then we are going to definitely be cutting this. Here we go. Oh, shoot. My wife started up a conversation, so I might have to take a quick break. Let me paint this. Get this base coat down here. Get to a good point where I can stop for a little while to handle the conversation. Ooh. Mm-hmm. Uh-oh. See? You hear it too, right? Okay. Let's get some painting done. And I'll look at it. Promise. Let me at least just get this deep skin tone on. Whoever painted the studio model for this is brilliant at blending. I mean, they did skin that just looked absolutely perfect. And I don't know how many layers they used or what exact techniques they used, but it was some of the best painted flesh. Oh, geez. Yeah. Started a conversation. Okay. Time to look. Okay, here we go. My connection seems to be acting up. Yeah, mine too. It's okay though. We're gonna paint. We're gonna paint and see how far we can get. All right. You know the next part of this drill. Now we're gonna start to highlight up that flesh. On this dude. All right. Oh my gosh. Here we go. All right. Okie doke. So it feels like I've got a little too much black on this edge here. There we go. I'll just take care of it that way. Just ignore the messages for a minute here. There it goes. All right, here we go. All right. So a nice thin layer here on the arms. It's not the cleanest brush, but well, I'm gonna smooth it out, make it work. All right. Painting is good. I would paint. But if I do, I might not stop on Pulp City a lot longer than Batman. All right, here we go. That was a lot of paint there on that particular highlight. I hope that might have been too much. That's okay. Now this guy isn't. He's a little more realistically proportioned. He's not, you know, Space Marine swole or anything like that. So the highlights they're not going to be that drastic. In fact, the more subtle the highlights are, the better, the more realistic this model will look. Pin a couple layers here. All right, let me look at my texts. Apparently there's a wall of them coming my way. See, okay. All right. Okay, there we go. That should be good enough. All right. Let's paint this other layer. Well, okay. Now, I'm not going to highlight there underneath the neck really too much, just a little bit, so you can see the light there on the kind of the exposed part of the neck. Okay. Oh, dropped my brush. See, now I have to look at this, and all right. All right, that's fine. Okay. Shoot, man. Okay, this might be bad. Oh my God. I'm just gonna let that go. Anyway, we're just gonna paint. We're just gonna paint. All right. Okay. Or at least we'll just paint for a little bit. Okay. Ooh. All right, so 2 layers are down. Let's add a little more um, basic skin tone. And one more water. Here we go. Okay, so here we go. All right. You know, I'm wondering if I should even wash the miniature. I think it's pretty good without washing. I think we just want to, because the skin tones are so soft. Yeah, I think we're pretty good at this point. Now it's just a matter of getting the subtleties of the highlights down. Sometimes it's harder to paint. Well, a lot of people say it's harder to paint smooth flesh than highly toned flesh, because highly toned flesh has crevices and creases, and it sort of helps guide you as to where your highlights and your shades should be. Whereas, when you're looking at somewhat untoned flesh, or basically smooth flesh like this guy's got, or some of the I guess you would most commonly see it in like soft-bodied models, female models that aren't like necessarily sculpted for warriors. You'd see areas like that, and so it can be difficult to properly blend in those shades without going overboard. Wash would actually be a good thing in the case of this miniature, because it will help make your transitions blend in easier one to the other. But I don't know that I want to do that. I mean, I'm gonna finish this next highlight and see if I like where the miniature's at, or if I want to wash him. Now, the one reason why I might want to wash him is because I want him to look a little more rugged. Like he spends a little more time outdoors, which he does. He's part of a biker gang, so he would be a little bit more tan. So I probably will. I don't know. I'm like waffling now. I don't know if I should wash this guy or not. I think I probably will, just to be safe. All right. Let that dry for a second. Okay, and now, sorry, should at least have him staring up at the camera. There. See if it looking good. There. He's staring at the camera now. See, on camera his eyes just look too black. Which is funny because live I don't see enough of the black, but let's see. Woo. Yeah, he just looks kind of looks like cross-eyed right there, which is super funny. Yeah, I don't want to take in the black anymore. Come on, focus. Oh, it like missed right there. All right, let's go ahead and let's wash. If I can find my wash. Where'd my wash go? There we go. All right, so Seraphim Sepia is my go-to skin wash. I know a lot of people use what's it called, Ogre and Flesh, or whatever it's called now, Reichsblend something. That's very red. I like to use this. This is the right tone for me, for what I paint. So there you go. He's getting a. So now you can see one arm tan and one arm not tan. There's a difference there. He should be a little bit tanned. He's, like I said, biker gang. He's outside a lot. He's got his denim vest out in the riding around on his bike. All right. Well, that's looking pretty good. Right, so I'm gonna let that I'm gonna let this flesh dry off a bit. And we're gonna paint in the meantime, we're gonna paint his undershirt here, this white. And we're gonna do a dirty white, or a warm, sorry. We're gonna do a warm white. Okay, so I could start with Iraqi sand. I wonder if there's a tone, maybe just a little left of Iraqi sand. Maybe buff. Buff has a little more like yellow to it. Oh, he's looking at me. Sepia is a good wash. Yeah, I'm a big fan of it. All right, so we're gonna do that. So we're going in with buff, and we're gonna paint in his t-shirt a warm white. And so we come in with kind of like a cream color here. Oop. I'm gonna paint his hatchet too. Okay. And let's give him little little rolled up socks at the bottom of his legs. So let's do that. Okay, there you go. Let's see. Is he part of the same set as Walter and the Dude? No, actually, no. He is made by a totally different company and a totally different sculptor. Again, I was telling the story earlier on the show. During the Eldorado tournament, we ran into the guy who is putting out this game, Big Cartel, and so he gave us these promo models. We each got this model, and so I'm really intrigued by the model, so that's why I'm painting him. So yeah, he's not part of the same set, but you could easily make the argument that he could be, because they're both, same scale and similar theme. So now I'm just gonna give a highlight. Funny thing about this guy is he looks like someone you know. To me, I mean, he is like, I know this guy. I've met this guy, and I don't hang out with a lot of bikers or anything like that. But he just looks, just looks archetypical in some ways. He just looks great. Yeah, good sculpt. I agree. It's a very good sculpt. It's one piece. It's like, and apparently the guy, either he does his own casting or he knows somebody that does casting for him. I think I over highlighted. It's all right. Yeah, I think I over highlighted. It's all right. This guy's supposed to be tatted up too, so any mistakes I make on the skin, I can try to fix via tattoos. There you go. And actually, his calves should be pretty light because they're under his shorts. But the shorts are going to throw natural shadow. Damn, and darn my internet on the fritz. Yeah, dude. Mine too. All right. Okay, so let's put down the next color for the white shirt, which is not quite yet that. Actually, it can be that. I can do that. Instead of doing aged white. Well, actually, aged white is a little bit better transition. So let's do aged white. You only need a drop of it. Okay. That's all she wrote, really. And then I'll do the, I'll paint this here. Hey, what's up, Tori? Hey, Tori, do me a favor, man. Please don't, because it's the third live feed this week, please don't spam this link when I asked you to the last time. Yeah, we need to give people a break for me, but I'm still painting anyway. That makes sense? I gotta paint. Gotta paint. Had a great weekend. This is a nice way to kind of cool down the weekend and get ready for the week ahead. Here we go. All right. So skin's just about done. I need to do one more layer on the shirt. So let's do the last layer on the shirt, which is going to be off-white. And then we can start working on denim. Or actually, should probably paint in the hair and the beard. Probably a good time to do that. All right, so this is just going to be this line here, really, in the off-white. There we go. All right, so let's paint his beard in. Let's do like a beige brown for his beard. Yeah, we're going to do beige brown. He should look pretty cool. I love how it's full beard, you know, full beard and sideburns. That is so awesome. Tempted to make it a little bit darker now that I'm painting it in, but it looks okay. So cool. This guy is so cool looking. I'm sorry, I'm like way out of frame now. Keep knocking my camera around. All right, come on, focus. Focus. Haha. There you go. Got a little detail on that dude. Yeah, he's awesome. I like him. I like him a lot. All right, let's start painting in shoes and belts and all that stuff, and then we can do. Then we can start working on the denim. I gotta figure out how to do the tattoos. He has tattoos, so there's gonna be a bit of freehand involved, and I stink at freehand. But let's get his. While we're waiting for me to fail at that, let's paint his shoes. And then we'll paint in the asphalt too. It's like brown Adidas, I guess. Now let's paint in this belt, which will also be brown. And he'll kind of have like military gray-green shorts. And then, of course, the denim vest. And his hat will be black. Cool. All right. Good, good, good. Let's get to some shorts. Gonna go with this kind of mid-tone, like a military green. And then we'll highlight that up. I think I know how I'm going to do the tattoos. I just don't know what I'm going to do for the tattoos. I know how I'm going to address it color-wise, but painting freehand sucks, and I'm not good at it. So it'll be interesting. Here we go. Okay. I mean, painting in the lines is just the easiest part. Played my second game of Dreadball. I heard good things about Dreadball. The miniatures are so off-putting to me. I just cannot go near that game. So I apologize. But I heard that the game itself is pretty good. I played one game of Dreadball and I was like, yeah, it seems like it's a good system and all. But man, I could not for the life of me get over like the thought of painting those miniatures and trying to enjoy it. I just not a fan of that aesthetic, not a fan of their scale. Yeah. All right. Anyway, let's let that dry. And what's next? Oh, well, we got a little brown, light brown. We might as well highlight the belt and stuff. Highlight the belt, highlight the sneakers. All right, fair enough. Okay, now we can get to doing the denim. And to do the denim, we're going to start with a Mediterranean blue. So it's going to be a rich blue-gray, and then we're going to work our way over to a color called azure. A friend bought me a team based on the turtles. Awesome. And then you get the insignia to paint on the back. You got his, like, the biker. You know how these vests are like for their particular posse, or what are biker? I don't know what they call themselves. Tori Ling, I had a fun time learning Eldorado. Good. I'm glad you did, and you played well. You did very well yesterday. That was very fun. And I missed Eldorado, and it was super happy that I got to play a few games of it. So I was pretty stoked on that. Oops. So I'm just going to cut around the insignia. I think that question is for you, Tori. The one I see in chat. Let's see. Yeah, I haven't opened the rulebook yet. Tori, cool. I was playing Oko. Friend showed me that game. I have never heard of that game either. I bought a bunch of like one-off card games yesterday too, because our LGS has 60% off a bunch of games right now. So we've been scouring through it trying to find, the great deals or whatever. And I found all these like Fictionary games that were going for like $4 a piece. So I bought like 4 of them. It's funny because they come in basically cigarette packs. So I'm like, oh, they're cheaper than actual cigarettes. Is a card game in a cigarette pack. And the funny thing is, I went and I looked at the rules for those games last night, and they actually use the cigarette pack as part of the game mechanics. And I thought that was awesome. So, these are like party games. These are casual, these aren't the kind of games that you play when you want to play a tabletop game. It's like more like a Cards Against Humanity type thing, or Taboo or Scattergories or one of those, a little more casual game. There we go. Okay, base coat's down. While I'm at it, I guess I can see how I keep putting off the freehand? Because I hate the freehand. Oh, Made a little mistake there. I have to fix that. I will have to fix that using aged white. There we go. Yeah, the model's calling for a bunch of freehand. Hadn't thought about that when I quoted the guy. That's okay. Anyway, let's get to some black gray. I'm gonna need that color later. Where is black gray? There we go. And we're gonna paint the hat and the base coat for the hatchet. Okay. And then we can start talking about the tattoos. I think I'm going to end up making glazes for the tattoos. Bikers could be a gang or a club. I'm going to lean towards gang in this case. This guy is not the most savory dude out there. So we're gonna call him in a gang. Oko is in the clearance bin. Oko is a board game with miniatures. Samurai demon hunters against the demons. Okay, that I'm in. I like that. That sounds cool. Oko, huh? I should check that out. Is that something you play, Tori? Can you teach me how to play that? Sounds super fun. Ooh, hold on. A little bit of a bit of the tag here I gotta remove. When I say tag, it's, a little bit of flash, that's all. Not that big a deal. There we go. Okay. So far, so good. Let's paint in some little details on the shoes. Oh, I totally forgot to do stuff. It's all right. Well, let's paint in his shoelaces, and let's paint in the little Adidas stripes. There you go. Cool. Okay. Oko, you might have to find it in a clearance bin. Glad my friend has it so I can resist the urge to buy it. I'm intrigued by your talk, sir. Tell me more of this Oko. How long does it play, and how many players does the game support? And most important question, how cool are the miniatures, or are they not cool? That's what I want to know. Darn double post. Okay. So now I'm going to make a glaze. I'm going to make a really, really thin glaze. And I'm going to make some tattoos. This part's going to be hard. The esoteric order of games has a rule summary on it on the webpage. I got to make a really, really thin glaze using black gray and glaze medium. And like a drop of water. Oh, that was way too much water. I always do that. All right. It's okay. Not the end of the world when this happens. All right. So here we go. I'm going to do some freehand here, and we're just going to see how well it goes. It's probably not going to go that well. Okay. We can't even make that out yet. You should be able to see. Let's see if it focuses. A little faint outline of a skull there. Miniature Market has a few copies of the game. Uh-oh. Could be bad. All right. Doing okay. We're doing okay. We're hanging in there. There's a lot of considerations when you're doing tattoos. All right. Okay. And let's do a little tattoo on his leg here. So it's really just outlining the stuff right now. Like outline of the tattoo, how it's supposed to look. There you go. And let's when we get the fine point brush out, let's highlight. I don't know what you want to call this. What the name of his gang is. I'm just going to put in the words "the end." If you can read that. The end. Okay, so now we're going to make another glaze. That's going to start, we should start to get a little interesting as we do this. All right. So now I'm going to make another glaze out of this pale blue. Okay. And the pale blue is going to, I'm actually going to use it to highlight the first glaze. I may not have enough color in there. I may have to drop in. I'm going to drop in a little bit of this Mediterranean blue, just a little bit, just to give it enough color. Because you know how the tattoos are kind of like that. They're kind of like a bluish greenish color. They're a little more green than this, but I'm trying to see if I can get this to work. Yeah, I think I need a little more like of an olive green, and I can totally do that. Let's do that. I have like an airbrush paints are fantastic for tattoos because they're pretty thin, and they get you pretty close to where you need to be to make a glaze out of them. So I'm going to take this pale green and add a drop of pale green to this. There we go. And now I think I'm getting somewhere. There we go. That looks about right. This is really pale. This is a really pale color. Hey, what's up, Greenleaf? Thanks for tuning in. Trying to paint some tattoos. We'll see how this goes. That looks still a little too pale. It's okay. It's okay though. I think I can. I think I'm just gonna need to use more pale green. No, that's not green enough. Just trying to hit this the right tone of green for a tattoo. That looks pretty good. That's looking pretty good. Okay, let's try this. That's looking pretty good. So it's basically he has like a Guns N' Roses type tattoo. It's got like a skull on it, and then I'm gonna paint in some roses. And he has this weird nonsensical tattoo here, which is just kind of a spiral up his arm. So let me finish that. And we're going to paint a few thorns on that. If I can get the color to deliver in any kind of uniform fashion, there we go. Why don't we just make it look like some weird webbing? I don't know. Could be like he got really drunk and made up this pattern. There. Doesn't look like much, but it kind of serves its purpose. It looks like a shitty tattoo. All right. Let's paint in the star. So there's a green, there's like a tattoo of like a green star. There we go. Green star. You might paint yours into a zombie hunter. That'd be kind of cool. All right, so now let's paint in the skull. Now, notice because it is a tattoo, you don't want to paint in full, like you're not trying to paint in a full solid object. It should look like it's kind of blending in with the rest of the model. So I'm purposely using really, really, really thin paints to get this effect. I'm going to try this color. This looks horrible. It's like a saddle color. But I'm going to use that to paint in a little bit of the rose parts on the skull here. What you do want to do when you're painting in tattoos, though, is you do want to highlight your stuff. It looks way more convincing when your stuff is highlighted. So with that in mind, I'm going to take this. I'm going to take a little bit of white and highlight the tip of the skull. There we go. And highlight across the cheekbones. There we go. Let's see if we can see that. Can you guys see that? There you go. It's not, again, it's not anything to write home about, but should do the job. Should be okay. Let's paint in a little highlight here in the star. Make this, make it look convincing that the star is also a tattoo. I don't want it to look like a solid star. There. Actually, all right, here we go. Let me zoom in on this because this actually turned out to be kind of cool. Come on, focus. Oh. What does that look like? You see it? What does that tattoo look like? That looks so appropriate now. Think about it. I'll let you guys think about that. That's awesome. That was awesome. Okay, so now I'm gonna paint. That's like the best tattoo. I think I'm like super proud of that now. That was a mistake that now looks like the most realistic tattoo on there. I can see it that I haven't attempted to paint tattoo. Okay. But yeah, okay. Just look at it. Let's just say it's a leaf now. And I think people will buy it. Now that I'm saying, oh yeah, that's a leaf, people will go, oh, I see what you were painting there. Anyway, that's pretty funny. Okay. Yeah, this is my first time really doing tattoo work. I've done like little tattoos, a little bit of tattoo work, but this is the first time I've done like this scale of tattoo, this amount of tattoo work on a miniature. Okay, now we just go a little orange. Whoa. I'm working with super thin paints too, just to make this all the more complicated. So he's got kind of like bro flames on his shin here. See the bro flames? Yeah, bro flames. All right. And then let's just put a little teeny little bit of red on there, just to top it off. If I can find my flat red. Signal red will not work. That will not work. That will not work. It's either red or nothing. Might be nothing. I can't seem to find my red. I have carmine red, but that's too red. And it's too opaque. Here we go. Flat red. The 420 reference on the... I should paint 420 right there, too. That's funny. That is funny to me. Let's put that red on the rose. Okay. So that looks good. That looks good. The end. And let's do a couple of... Let's just do a couple of red lines there. The end. I think that's good enough. I think that's good enough tattoo work. Let's finish the model. We got it. We got stuff to do, guys. We got to get up tomorrow and all that good stuff. Let's... What do I do with that? Wait, okay. So let's do that. Let's start to do highlights on the gray. That's too light. But if I apply it lightly enough, should be okay. So I'm going to do some highlights here. And the hat. I'm just going to clean up this tattoo a little bit. That one just looks, it doesn't look as good as the other tattoos. In fact, it looks like the worst tattoo. That's okay. He could have, maybe he did that one. Maybe his buddy who was, went to Tattoo Academy or whatever. Maybe that was like one of his first works. And now they feel bad about it. Who knows? Anyway. So we got that. Get the hatchet itself here. And I'm going to highlight. And we have, let's not forget that the model itself is sitting on asphalt. I can do a little dry brush on the asphalt. Well, I better head out. Have a good night. Good night, dude. Thanks for tuning in again. We'll see you on the next feed whenever that happens, because I just turned the camera on now. All right. I'm having a lot of fun painting this model. Really cool. And let's go ahead and paint in some traffic lines. Now, it's important for it to be a straight line, but it's not important for that line to be perpendicular to the angle of the model. Actually, a little more realistic if it's not. So that's why I'm painting in this line like in between his legs. Like that. There we go. Now let's highlight that. And I'm going to use a thick yellow paint to do that. Because it's traffic paint. Traffic paint's super thick. Okay. There we go. It's like he's standing just on a broken piece of asphalt. That's what we're going for. All right. And let's highlight up shorts. And then we'll work on the denim. And we're just about done. All right. Looking pretty good. Let's go ahead and, oh wait, I need to do one more highlight on the shorts. May the shorts be with you. Get it? Ha! That was a terrible one. I don't care. I don't care. I'm busy painting, okay? Don't have time to be making horrible puns and painting at the same time. Too busy enjoying this really cool miniature. I don't know, man. He's awesome. Okay. All right. Now we get to the azure. Okay, so mix a little azure in. Whoa, that was a lot of azure. It's okay. Let's rebalance that with some blue. And we're going to start to highlight up the denim. Here we go. So a lot of azure there. And then I need to do a white edge highlight on the hatchet. Whoa, a little too much. Spaceballs. I love Spaceballs. It's a great movie. Yeah, it was campy. There was stuff to Spaceballs that I didn't think was terribly funny, but there's a lot of really just crap that you can't help but laugh at in that movie. All right. One more highlight on the nope. Nope. Gotta find my glacier blue. And that'll be the last highlight on the denim. This guy is hilarious. I know I should probably be painting in that banding because it looks like it's decoration of some sort, like he's got medals on or something. There. Now it does look like he's just got. I kind of don't want to do. I don't want to overpaint him because I think if I overpaint the bling on him, he'll look like he's wearing flare, and we don't want that. All right, so I think we're just about done. I'm actually gonna put in some brown, like there's actually soil at his feet. I mean, beneath the asphalt, I should say. I want it to look like there's a little bit of soil down there. Because then if I put a little tuft of, like one of those plant tufts that I usually do, it'll look kind of cool. So you got kind of like a wasteland asphalt thing going. The trick is finding out if I have anything like I need dried grass. I don't want to use green. I have green tufts here at my feet, and I don't want to use those. I want to use here we go. Perfect. Yeah. I want to use like dead or dying grass. I don't know where it would go though. Where would it go? Maybe right there in the front. Let's do it. Might look a little odd. You know what? I don't care though. I'm having so much fun just painting this miniature. So you're just gonna do a little tuft of grass growing out there. Okay, there we go. And I'm just about done, which is good timing because we're about to close up shop for the night here. Let me get all my stuff off. Yeah, this guy was fun, dude. That's a fun miniature. I really got to get a hold of this guy and say, hey, look, I'm really liking his theme. His miniatures look good. I want to find out more. I want to know how his game plays. I want to know if I would be interested in trying it out. I'd like to see. I mean, we've got so many. I've got so many painted proxy models of things. I could use those Urban Achievers. AKA the Big Lebowski minis. Oh, I should probably use a crappier brush to do this. Don't want to use my good brush to paint the... Where's that GW brush? Sadly, that's what I use the GW brushes for. Oh. That could have been a lot worse. That wasn't too bad. I just knocked my airbrush over. And like a bunch of like dried paint chips that I scraped off of that palette. It's a little bit of a mess, not too bad. All right, there you go. Okay, let's finish painting this black and let's call it. Oh shoot, this is also Winsor Newton. Oops. Whatever. As long as I don't get Elmer's glue on the bristles, I'm okay. Here we go. So much fun doing this guy. So much fun, and because it's a promo model, because I'm not fielding it tomorrow or anything like that, it's not that big of a deal to me if I made a mistake or anything like that, but just fun. Here we go. Look at that. That's fun. That's a fun miniature. Okay, well, anyway, that's going to do it for this video. I want to thank all you guys for watching. And yeah, I'll just keep turning on the camera if and when the mood strikes. So, fun painting session tonight. Again, Big Cartel is the name of this. And we're just going to let that dry. I'll take a couple pictures of it and we'll call it a night. Thanks everyone for watching.